Are Russian tanks obsolete? Recent conflicts have exposed some serious weaknesses. Let's dive in. Hey everyone! When you think of military history, Russian tanks are legendary. Russia has more of them than almost any other country. But lately, we've seen these tanks getting wrecked, like easily wrecked. So, are Russian tanks outdated? Or are Western weapons just that good? Today, we're breaking down the secrets and flaws of Russian tank design. First, a little history. During World War II, the Russian T-34 was considered one of the best tanks in the world. From that point on, the Russian tank philosophy was clear. Keep it cheap, mass-produce it, make it easy to maintain, and win with sheer numbers, not fancy tech. While Western countries focused on quality over quantity, Russia could pump out 3 or 4 tanks in the same time. Throughout the Cold War, they turned out T-54s, T-55s, T-62s, and T-72s, exporting them all over the globe. These tanks were light, had great mobility across different terrains, and a low profile, making them harder to hit. But there were downsides, cramped conditions for the crew, and some inherent safety flaws. Let's talk about the most common Russian tanks today, the T-72 and T-90. The T-72 has been in production since the 1970s and is still the backbone of the Russian army. The T-90 is basically a T-72 with some modern upgrades. A key feature? The autoloader. Most Western tanks have a dedicated crew member to load shells. Russian tanks do it automatically. This means a smaller crew of 3 and a smaller tank overall. But this autoloader is also a huge weakness. See, the shells are stored in a carousel directly under the crew. If an enemy shot penetrates the armor and hits those shells, boom, massive explosion. The turret can literally be blown meters into the air. It's called the jack-in-the-box effect. Not good for crew survival. Also, some tanks like the T-80 use gas turbine engines, which are super fuel-hungry, creating logistical nightmares. The Russian military knows about these weaknesses, which is why they developed the T-14 Armata. Introduced in 2015, the T-14 is the biggest change in Russian tank design history. Instead of keeping the crew and ammo together, all 3 crew members are in a heavily armored capsule at the front of the tank. The turret is unmanned and automated. It also has advanced targeting systems and an active protection system, APS, designed to intercept incoming missiles. On paper, the T-14 Armata looks like one of the best tanks in the world. But in reality, it's plagued with problems. Engine issues, mainly, and it's incredibly expensive to produce. Due to Russia's economic situation and Western sanctions, getting the advanced electronics needed for the T-14 has been difficult. So instead of producing thousands, they've only built a handful for testing, and it's not really ready for the battlefield. Finally, let's look at recent conflicts, especially the war in Ukraine. It's been a disaster for Russian tanks. Ukrainian forces using American Javelin missiles and British NWAW missiles have been easily destroying them. These missiles target the top of the tank, where the armor is thinnest. The ERA, explosive reactive armor on Russian tanks, isn't effective against these top-down attacks. To counter this, the Russians started adding cope cages, metal screens, to the top of their tanks, but they didn't provide much protection. Drones have also become a game-changer. Small FPV drones armed with bombs can easily take out million-dollar tanks. This highlights not only the technical weaknesses of Russian tanks, but also the tactical mistakes of the Russian military. Tanks were sent in without infantry support, making them vulnerable to ambushes. In short, Russian tanks are numerous and powerful, but they're struggling to adapt to modern warfare tactics and advanced weaponry. The age of the tank isn't over, but tanks alone can't win wars anymore. On the modern battlefield, tanks need to be combined with infantry, air support, and electronic warfare to survive. What do you think about the future of Russian tanks? How do they compare to Western tanks like the Abrams or Leopard? Let me know in the comments. And if you're into military tech, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.